Hello, class. Good day, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. My name is James Olaniyan. I am a project manager, community liaison in the Laboratory of Data Science at Purdue University, Fort Wayne. Today, we're going to be talking about introduction to statistics for data analysis. And what are we going to be learning? We're going to be learning about the basics of statistics, which is super important for understanding data in this exciting world of data science. Let's get into it. So, let's talk about statistics itself. When you hear the word statistics, what does it actually mean? From the simple term, it only means it's just a branch of mathematics. Numeracy, I'm sure we all know about mathematics. It's just a branch of mathematics or numeracy which involves gathering information. We gather information, and with those information, we summarize those information. We gather a lot of pool of information, we summarize those information, and when we summarize them, when I mean summarize, we make them into small nuggets or small quantity. Those large pool of information, we summarize them to smaller portion, and what we do, we decide what it means. And what it means by deciding, we can decide, okay, what exactly this information, what exactly does it mean? What is it doing? What can we learn from it? What can we do with it? Yes, that's exactly what statistics is all about. And we have several types of statistics, but we're just going to be talking about two types today: descriptive and inferential. Now, let's go on. Today's one, we talked about descriptive statistics. This has to do with describing data. We use numbers to tell us about a bunch of data. Now, inside descriptive statistics, we also have some other terminologies and definitions, and I'm going to be talking to us on the next slide. The first one we want us to talk about is the measure of central tendency. Measure of central tendency, which has to do with mean, median, and the mode. The mean, the median, and the mode. Now, what does mean, median, and mode mean? In simple terms, mean simply means the average of all the numbers. So we have like, if you have like 10 numbers, 5, 7, 8, 9, when you count all those numbers, the numbers are 10 in numbers. Mean simply means the average. When we say average, means we're going to count those numbers, we're going to add them up, then the numbers we've counted, which is 10, the numbers of those numbers are 10, we'll add those numbers together, we'll divide it by 10. Whatever we get, that is the mean. That is what we call the average of all numbers. Now, what is median? Median simply means the middle number when in order. So I'm going to rearrange those numbers from the smallest to the biggest. Then I'll look for the middle number. That middle number is the median. Sometimes those middle number may not be one. It could be two numbers that are middle. Those two middle numbers are the median. Do we understand that? Then mode. Mode is just the most common number. In a set of numbers, we can have some numbers that are repeated more than once, twice, or three times. The highest number that reoccurred or that was shown more than once, that appears more than once, that number is the mode. Or we could just say the highest number of all of those numbers is called the mode. I hope that is clear enough. Let's go ahead to the next point. Now, we're talking about measures of spread, another concept in descriptive statistics. We're talking about range, variance, and standard deviation. Let's talk about the definition of these terms. What is range? Range is simply the difference between the highest and the lowest value in a data. So the highest number and the lowest number, when you subtract them, that number, that is the range. I hope you understand that. Now, what is variance? Variance is very simple to measure. It says it's a measure of how spread out the data is from the mean. So when we say the mean, which is the average, when we say how spread out it is, this mean the mean is the average of all the values in the data, right? To calculate the variance, we're going to say you first need to find the mean. Then when we found the mean, then you square the difference between each value in a data set and the mean. We're going to talk about this in subsequent classes. I just want to give us a very simple definition. As we go about all those classes, we're going to talk more on how this works. The standard deviation is just the square root of the variance. When we find the variance, then we square it. Square root of it, that is the standard deviation. And let's go to the next statistics, which is inferential. With inferential, all we just do, we're not doing a lot of calculation, we're just inferring, speculating. What exactly can we get from it? Making some hypothesis from it. So we can make guesses. Sometimes we only have part of the data, so we make guesses about the whole picture. That's inferential, making guesses. The next one is hypothesis testing. We can guess and also test. Guess and test. We guess and test. Then the next one is confidence intervals, a range of values. We can say, oh, with this range of values, I think we can be able to say confidently this is the answer to this problem, or this is the solution to this problem, using confidence intervals. Then we also have regression analysis, predicting trends. From our trends of values, we can say by tomorrow, in the next 1 month, it's going to be cold or it's going to be warm based on the previous trends we've studied. Do we understand? That's what regression analysis simply means. Now let's go to another topic called probability. Probability is just simple. We have conditional probability, we have predicting chances, basic probability, and the Bayes theorem. Now, conditional probability simply means what if? What if it is true? What if it is false? From those what if, we can be able to decide, do we want to go with this true? Do you want to go with it if it's false? There are only 2 chances. Just like when you're throwing a dice. With a dice, you can have 6 options. Either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a 6. Probability helps us guess the chance of making something happen. We have chance. With a dice, you have 6 chances. With 2 dices, you have what? 12 chances. Now what is the chance? And after we've gotten our chances, how do we update our chances? When we try, we update. We try, we update. We try, we update. So this topic itself is very introductory. We haven't really gone depth into it, but I just want us to have an idea of how statistics itself works and how we can analyze statistics to infer some decisions and to make some conclusions. To summarize, keep practicing and exploring, and you'll become a pro at understanding and using data. It can be very confusing at times, but at first it's going to be a little bit dicey, but over time you get to understand it. Understanding statistics helps us make the sense of data all around us. Whether it's analyzing surveys, predicting trends, or making decisions, statistics play a big role. I hope you've had 1 or 2 things to learn from this class. What are the activities I have for you today? Very simple. Make a graph. From the table you created last week, turn it to a graph. There's a way you can turn it to a graph on either Excel or Google Sheet. Turn it to the graph. It could be a pie chart. It could be it could be a table chart. It could be a pie chart. It could be every other kind of bar chart. It could be bar chart. Any type of chart. Try and study it and see, oh, from this I can be able to figure out this. I can make a decision from it. Find out what you've discovered and we'll talk about it the next class. See you once again. I hope you enjoyed today's. Don't forget that this work was supported by the Laboratory of Data Science and the Indiana Data mine grant and supervised by Professor Alessandro Selvitella at Purdue University, Fort Wayne. I remain James Olaniyan. Thank you for your time and attention, and I will see you in the next lecture. See you. Bye.